He who controls gold controls the world. Mansa Musa. Imagine a man so rich that his pilgrimage to Mecca, a sacred spiritual journey, reverberated through the economies of entire continents. A man whose wealth was so vast, so legendary. It overwhelmed cities, disrupted trade, and forced whole regions to rethink their understanding of wealth itself. That man was Mansa Musa, emperor of the Mali Empire in the 14th century. A figure shrouded in myth and history, he is often described as the richest person to have ever lived. His fortune measured not just in gold, but in influence, power, and legacy. Yet, behind the dazzling tales of his opulence lies a deeper, more urgent message, a message that echoes through centuries and continents, right into the heart of your financial reality. Because today, millions of people are caught in what's known as the middle-class poverty cycle. It's a silent trap, disguised as comfort and success, where steady jobs, mortgages, and monthly paychecks mask a precarious financial reality. This cycle is why so many who seem middle class on paper feel trapped, stuck in a constant struggle between rising expenses and stagnant savings, dependent on that paycheck with little to no safety net. Mansa Musa's story is the lens through which we'll understand this modern dilemma. Through his journey, we'll explore how true wealth is built, how unfair advantages can break cycles, how the illusion of comfort can chain us, and how, just like an ancient king, you can rewrite your own financial destiny. So, buckle up. This isn't just history, it's your future. Gold is a terrible master but an excellent servant. Francis Bacon. Picture the year 1324. Across the vast deserts and rivers of West Africa, a caravan stretches for miles. Thousands of people, dozens of camels weighed down with pure gold, exotic spices, and treasures from across the empire. This was Mansa Musa's pilgrimage to Mecca. He traveled not just as a man of faith, but as a ruler wielding his empire's immense wealth. Along the way, he gave away gold so freely, so lavishly, that he caused inflation in the cities he passed. Gold, once rare and precious, flooded local markets, losing its value. Imagine that. Someone so wealthy that their generosity weakens the very currency they control. This is the mirage of comfort, when wealth looks dazzling on the surface, but underneath it's unstable and fleeting. The lavish displays made Mansa Musa seem invincible, but his empire's wealth wasn't infinite. Gold mining had limits, and the economic shockwaves showed how even immense riches can have cracks. Fast. Forward to today. Many of us are caught in the same illusion. We get a raise and suddenly the car gets upgraded, the home improved, vacations become more frequent, and new gadgets pile up. We feel richer because our spending has increased, but are we wealthier? Often not. The paycheck grows, but so do the bills, the lifestyle costs, the debt. We confuse appearance with financial freedom. And just like Mansa Musa's gold flooding markets, this lifestyle inflation dilutes our true wealth. Wealth isn't about how much you can spend or show off. It's about how much you keep, and more importantly, how much you grow. Before you upgrade your lifestyle, ask, is this an investment in my future or just a drain on my present? Small shifts in mindset can stop the mirage from swallowing you whole. This is the first step to breaking free. Mansa Musa's true power came not from just having gold, but from controlling the source of gold itself. Mali wasn't just a wealthy empire. It was the gold superpower of the medieval world. He controlled vast gold mines and crucial trade routes that funneled precious metals to Europe, the Middle East, and beyond. His wealth was tied to real assets that produced income regardless of his daily actions. This is what we call an unfair advantage, owning the system that generates wealth rather than working within it. Contrast that with most middle-class earners today. They work tirelessly for a paycheck, trading hours for dollars, dependent on their job security. Their wealth is their salary, but it's fragile, easily lost. Meanwhile, Mansa Musa's empire earned money even when he wasn't working. The gold mines, the traders, the cities he built, they produced wealth continuously. Imagine if you could own a piece of that system, even on a small scale. Rental properties, dividend-paying stocks, a side business, assets that generate income whether you work or no. The middle-class poverty cycle keeps people working for money. The wealthy make money work for them by owning assets. Start shifting your focus today from just earning to owning. Invest a portion of your income into assets that grow independently of your labor. Even small steps, a few shares in a dividend, stock, a low-cost index fund, a digital business, are building blocks of your own empire. This is the secret behind true wealth, creating multiple streams of income that free you from dependence on a single paycheck. When Mansa Musa returned from his pilgrimage, Europe's cartographers were so amazed by his wealth that they began to mark his empire on maps as a shining beacon of gold and riches. For the first time, Africa was no longer a vague, dark continent, but a place of immense wealth and power. But with visibility comes risk. Mansa Musa's riches made Mali a target for envy, exploitation, and external pressures. His empire's wealth was both a blessing and a beacon to predators. Today, many people fall victim to a similar fate. The desire to appear wealthy, to keep up with social expectations, pushes them into dangerous financial territory. Social media amplifies this effect. Curated snapshots of expensive lifestyles create pressure to spend beyond means. Houses bigger than income, cars more luxurious than budget, vacations funded by credit cards. The debt builds quietly, invisibly, until it overwhelms. Showing off wealth without a strong foundation is dangerous. Appearance without substance is fragile, and it attracts risks you might not see coming. The middle-class poverty cycle is fueled by this need to keep up appearances, driving people to live beyond their means. Practical takeaway: focus on financial substance, not appearance. Build quietly. Prioritize financial security over social approval. Remember, the richest people you know rarely brag about money. The goal is financial freedom, not financial fragility. Mansa Musa's real legacy wasn't the gold he carried on his pilgrimage, but the cities he built, especially Timbuktu. He invested in mosques, universities, and trade infrastructure, turning Mali into a center of culture, learning, and economic power. His wealth multiplied because he converted income into lasting assets, institutions, land, knowledge, that continued to generate influence and prosperity long after his reign. In contrast, many today consume their income, never investing or building assets that appreciate over time. Breaking the middle-class poverty cycle means turning income into assets that grow in value, rather than spending every dollar on consumables. You don't need to build an empire to follow this principle. You can invest in stocks, real estate, education, or skills that appreciate your earning power. Every dollar not invested is a dollar lost to inflation and missed opportunity. Commit to setting aside a portion of your income regularly for investments. Think long-term. Build your own Timbuktu. Mansa Musa's pilgrimage was transformative, not just for him, but for the world. His journey symbolized faith, power, and influence. Your financial journey, your own pilgrimage, is just as important. It starts with recognizing where you are, maybe trapped in the cycle of paycheck-to-paycheck living, chained by debt, dazzled by appearances, but it can end with freedom. Each step you take, budgeting, saving, investing, learning, brings you closer to a life of true wealth and security. This journey won't be easy. Like Mansa Musa's caravan crossing deserts and hostile lands, it requires discipline, patience, and vision. But the destination? Freedom from worry, The power to choose. A legacy that lasts. Practical steps. Track every dollar you spend to find leaks in your budget. Build an emergency fund equal to 3 and 6 months of expenses. Start investing early. Time compounds your gains exponentially. Differentiate between wants and needs. Seek mentors and community who encourage growth, not consumption. Mansa Musa's story is not just ancient history. It's a mirror reflecting our own financial struggles and triumphs. His life teaches us that true wealth isn't about flash or fame, but about control, investment, and legacy. The middle-class poverty cycle may feel like an unbreakable trap, but it isn't. With the right mindset, strategy, and unfair advantage, you can rewrite your financial story. Start your pilgrimage today. Build quietly. Own assets. Invest wisely. And one day your story, like Mansa Musa's, will inspire generations. If this journey opened your eyes, don't stop here. Watch the next video where we dive into how to toss your own unfair advantage in today's economy, step by step. Because your empire starts with knowledge, and your freedom starts with action.